Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Today's video is a bit of a strange video because I am going to show you something that I actually recommend not to do. It's just that I get asked about this so many times that I thought I would do this video mainly to tell you that it's not a good idea. So the topic is how to back up your computer using a Synology Active Backup for Business when you or your Synology NAS are located in completely different sites or locations. Now, this is not the purpose or the designed purpose of Active Backup for Business. The purpose of Active Backup for Business is to provide local backups on the local network. It's not designed to be reached from the outside. By the way, this is partially why Synology doesn't support using a quick connect ID when using Active Backup for Business. This is not the intended purpose. But if you must do it, then there is a good way to do it, and that's using VPN. And there's a bad way to do it. And this is, by the way, mostly what I'm asked about, is not using a VPN, but using a port forwarding on your firewall. Now, this is a bad option. It's not secure. It's punching a hole through your firewall. You can get through this punched hole, but also everyone else. But if you must do it, this is how it's done. Join me. Alright guys, so you're at the computer, and basically this diagram demonstrates what are we trying to achieve. We have a Synology NAS on site A with a computer that can use Active Backup for Business seamlessly to back itself up to the Synology NAS, but we are interested in this computer that we are trying to have him back up its files to this Synology NAS that is located off-site. Again, the correct way to do it is using a VPN. The wrong way to do it is using port forwarding, and this is what we're going to talk about today. First thing that you need to have as a prerequisite on site A is to have its ISP or internet IP address to not be a netted address. You need a real public IP address, preferably static. If not, then if your IP address is DHCP and changing, then you can use Synology's dynamic DNS to point to the server using its dynamic DNS name and not the IP. But the IP needs to be public and not netted. I think it's called CGNet when your ISP gives you an IP address that is not real. That's the first prerequisite. The second prerequisite is that you need to port forward in the specific port for Active Backup for Business on the destination side. All right, it doesn't matter how you on site B are going out to the internet because you are reaching the Synology and not the other way around. So in this site, you need to open a port, and I will show you how to find the port number that you need to open. If you'll open up a web browser, go to Google and type in the search Synology ports. The first result will take you to this knowledge base. I will of course put a link to this knowledge base in the description below. But here are all the Synology services or applications and what ports they are using. We'll click on backup right here, Active Backup for Business. We see that we need to open port 5510. So I already have a NAS and access to the firewall on a different site. So I have actually a Synology RT router on that remote site. So I already went ahead and port forwarded port 5510 to the internal IP address of that remote Synology NAS, and on that remote Synology NAS I already have Active Backup for Business already installed from the package center. So these are the let's say the prerequisites that we need: an IP address on the remote side that is routable or real, a port that is forwarded, and on that remote side Active Backup for Business needs to be already installed. Alright, So I have a test machine that is located on my site. So it's a virtual machine that's located here, and we will try to reach the Synology NAS that is located off-site. The first thing that I have already done, but I'll show you how, I downloaded the Synology Active Backup for Business agent, and you can do it just by searching first result and click here on Download Center. This will take you to the regular download center if you already know it. Click on NAS and type the model of your Synology NAS, even though it doesn't really matter because it's the same agent throughout all the Synology models that support Active Backup for Business. Go to Desktop Utilities, scroll down a little bit. Here is the Active Backup for Business agent. Click on Download. For us, it will be Windows 64-bit. I have already downloaded it. So let's go ahead with the installation. Now, I'm not going to make it an Active Backup for Business tutorial, not at all. I'm just going to show you how you can use Active Backup for Business to connect to a remote NAS. If you need any further knowledge on Active Backup for Business, I have several videos on my channel, and there are a lot of other channels that cover this product. It's an absolutely gorgeous product, very robust, but we will not do a tutorial on this video. Let's click on Finish. And now we have the first configuration wizard. Now, a lot of people that have contacted me try to use a quick connect ID in this server address field. Active Backup for Business does not support using a quick connect ID, and from what I understand, it's not by mistake, it's purposely. So since we forwarded the port 5510 on our remote site, we now need to input in the server address or either the static IP address, or if we have a dynamic DNS configured on our NAS, we can use that, and this is exactly what we'll do here. And of course, username, and of course, password. And keep in mind, again, the client computer and the Synology NAS are actually in reality they are in two complete different cities. They are not on the same site. All right, so we got a summary, meaning that we were able to reach the remote Synology NAS. Click OK. And actually, we can already take a look at the remote Synology NAS. We see that we have a device registered. That's great. Let's click on PC and we see the device, and now the device is communicating to Active Backup for Business from an off-site location, and I can do backup tasks and apply templates as if this device was local to this network. Now, this is how to do it, and I must emphasize once again, it's technically possible to do it this way, but it's the bad way to do it. When you punch a hole through your firewall, you can go through it, but also everyone else. So if you must back up your computer when you're off-site, use a VPN. It's the secure way to transfer files over the internet. Guys, I hope this was informative, and I also hope that my message was well transferred. From here, you should take your own risk. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all on the next video. Bye everyone.